I don't have a lock on the door because I have nothing to steal in my house. I have my paintings, but if somebody can steal them and make more money out of them than I can, that's fine with me. But I have one absolutely priceless possession, and that, which others have, is my Sterling Strauser Award. It's given every year by the Committee on the Arts at Delaware Water Gap, and it's for your own work and your encouragement of other artists. And those are the two most appropriate categories to think of Sterling. His own work, which surrounds us here tonight, is fabulous. It's better than any MRI or EKG or any other way of catching the inner energy and spirit of somebody. It's in every brushstroke in these paintings. It's wonderful. But the thing I want to concentrate on is what he meant to other artists here. I knew when I was in kindergarten that I wanted to be an artist, but my parents were sensible people. They had lived through the Depression. They know that artist's life is a constant economic depression, and they tried to steer me into a more sensible career, which I tried for a while, but I had to try to be an artist. And I had some money saved up. I went to art school. I got an opportunity to get a house very inexpensively, almost for nothing here, and moved here 50 years ago. And in the first art show, we used to have outdoor shows in the Courthouse Square, I met Sterling, and I was full of the insecurity of a young artist, not just the money, but is this the right thing to do? Are you doing this just to please yourself, or is this any good for humanity or whatever? And Sterling was so welcoming. Some artists might not want anybody coming in and more artists to compete with, but Sterling was like as somebody at a church who welcomes every new person that comes through the door and wants this movement to grow. And over the years, he encouraged me so often about my work and other young artists. Again, every time somebody new came to this area, Penny Ross, Ed Lopez are now venerable figures around here, but they were young once, just as I was. And he also encouraged older artists, Jack Savitsky, Justin McCarthy, Tom Polinsky. Polinsky is the first name, anyway. Polinsky, anyway. He got some of them better known than he himself was in the big gallery circles in New York, although I think he was the finest artist of them all. Now that I'm old, I wish Sterling was around here encouraging older artists. And speaking of that, I think Sterling was such a vital force that he was one of those people you think will always be there and will never die. Of course, he did in '95. But what's happening here and is in prospect is something I have dreamed of. I've done nothing about it, but people are doing things about it. To have a significant permanent collection of Sterling's work available in our region where where his life work took place. And it will continue, especially if if the painting stories are told as they are here in this exhibit. It will go on. That vital force will continue encouraging other artists and other people as well as artists themselves with all the vitality and life-affirming spirit that Sterling had. And I'll tell you just one quick story about one of the many relationships I had with Sterling. He called me and others to say he was dying. And I was inspired to paint a painting of Sterling painting a painting at the East Stroudsburg Railroad Station. And I took it to him to show it to him. He was still hanging in there. And the first thing, he took a look at it, and the first thing he did was turn it upside down. He said, you have to check a painting in every direction. So I think it passed upside down as well as right side up. He was just a mentor, a second father, a person I will never forget.